Hey guys, Alduin here, and today I'll be talking about the cell. No, not a type of cell where convicts get incarcerated. I'm talking about the cell in biology, the basic unit of life. Now, we all know breaking down the cell's function and structure is tedious and boring. To make it easy for your mind to digest instead of, showing lifeless diagrams, we are going to compare the cell's function with something that we always interact in real life. In my case, I'll be using a restaurant as an example on how a cell works, particularly the animal cell. Let's start with the nucleus, the brain behind the intricacies of the cell. Its function is to maintain the integrity and activities of the cell. Just like an owner of a restaurant, his responsibility is to make sure that his business runs efficiently and effectively. And not to piss customers while in the process, they can be too functional. Another comparison would be the cashier of the restaurant where the owner dwells. The same can be said of the nuclear membrane where the nucleus and those precious DNA and RNA are housed in. Without these, you're probably like me, a dog. Seriously, we all know that a restaurant cannot be complete without this. And it's the kitchen, duh! How can you serve food when you don't have a kitchen to prepare it? If you're like me, then you'd prefer it raw. Also in this kitchen is the rough endoplasmic reticulum, where protein synthesis occurs actively. As for the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, we can think of it as a cleaning spray or a chemical required for cleaning stuff around the kitchen. Because not only is it concerned with lipid metabolism and carbohydrate metabolism, but detoxification as well. This next part will probably make Michael Phelps proud. The organelles of athletes, the mitochondria. Its role is to generate most of the cell's supply of adenosine triphosphate, used as a source of chemical energy. It's like the power box of the restaurant where it obtains electricity to power its premises. The next organelle on the list is the Golgi apparatus. The Golgi apparatus is integral in modifying, sorting, and packaging macromolecules for cell secretion or use within the cell. In this respect, it can be thought as similar to a takeout counter of a restaurant, where it packages and labels food items, which it then sends to different parts of the cell. Now, if there's a kitchen, then there has to be a cook. Just as the cook prepares the food, so does the ribosome. But instead of cooking up food, they cook up proteins. I hope you're not a vegetarian because that is bad news for you. Now, unless your restaurant serves street food, it must have walls. And they're not just there to establish your property, they also provide privacy and protection for the customers eating at your restaurant. The same could be said for cell walls and cell membranes. They control the passage of some materials to and from the environment of the cell. Imagine if your restaurant literally doesn't have a floor. Customers would fall to their deaths at the second they step in your restaurant. Floors provide structural support and allow movement inside your restaurant, which is also the primary function of the cytoskeleton. Without it, the cell will fall apart. When a restaurant closes and there's still food left over, unconsumed, the employees usually store them in the fridge or in their bellies if the boss is not looking. The same thing can be said for the contractile vacuole. It also stores and expels excess water. It is expected to see excess food or trash scattered around the restaurant, and this is where the janitor and his trusty trash bag come in. The janitor cleans up the place and the trash bag stores the waste for disposal or recycling. The peroxisome and the lysosome performs a similar function, except the peroxisome releases enzymes to break down hydrogen peroxide, and the lysosomes isolate very strong enzymes from the rest of the cell. And last but not the least is the cytoplasm. The space that the restaurant occupies in is like the cytoplasm of a cell. It houses all the other organelles that have been previously mentioned. So that is an overview of how a cell works. Similar to a restaurant, it needs people, it needs structure, it needs food, and produces its own energy. Now, I hope this video has helped you a lot. And if you like this video, hit the like button on my Facebook page, link down below. And as always, thanks for watching.